Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 27, verses 11 through 31. Pilate looks down on Jesus, condescends, right? Thinks he's an odd little man. And Pilate knows that he is condemning an innocent man, but that's not a big deal in the gears of Roman justice, right? Of Roman power, not even justice. And Pilate looks for a way to let him go. But, at the core of Pilate is his position of power and influence, his own self-interest, his own plans, not what God wants. And so those prevail over what is just. The crowd has a choice too. It was the crowd that had intimidated the chief priests to wait until an opportune time in darkness in order to arrest Jesus. But the chief priests always knew that the crowd was fickle, that it could be swayed. And so the choice is offered. Would you like the Prince of Peace, the author of life, the one who has gone about healing the sick, and the lame, giving sight to the blind, healing to the lepers, hearing to the deaf, who's raised the dead? Or would you like a guy who is a criminal, who has actually murdered people? Oh, we'll take the murderer instead, right? The people are still looking for a Messiah, the one who would deliver them. But yet they're willing to choose the one who would kill to get his own way, rather than the one who's willing to die for them. And so they choose the rebel, arrested for insurrection, and accuse the king of the Jews, of usurping power. And the voices cry out, crucify him, right? And in Pilate, well, what would you like me to do with your king? And he is reviled, Jesus is reviled as some sort of fake king, but in truth, he is the sovereign, the majestic sovereign over everything, over all of history. It was prophesied that he would be mocked and scourged and spit upon and beaten, rejected and crucified. And still, we cannot fathom the amount of humiliation and torture that Jesus went through in the barracks, in the praetorium. And yet the Father wills that his Son is going to march his way to the cross, that he will go through death and experience the abandonment of God in order to bring about God's victory over sin, death, and the devil, in order to redeem this unjust and sinful world. And so Jesus takes this parade through injustice and persecution, all for the sake of the joy of heaven, all for the sake of the glory of God. And he will overcome the humiliation, the scorn, and rejection of the world to be seated at the right hand of the Father, because he truly is our King, who is worthy of our praise and our worship and even our obedience. And so they shout, crucify him. We're part of that crowd, and yet he's willing to die for us. Even though they mock him and hail him as King of the Jews, we truly are going to hail him as King of the Jews. Well, thanks, my friends. Have a blessed day. Take time to like, share, and subscribe, because we want to make sure that you see these videos and your friends, and you can share them with others. Have a blessed day.